good, everybody? It's your girl Jakayla A, and we are back with another nail tutorial. Okay, so we had our base down. Some of it's nude, some of it's blue, and we got one black nail. On the nude nails, they're both going to be a French. One of them is going to be this light blue pretty color, and then one is going to be black and it's going to become chrome. So for these light blue colors, we will have to do 2 layers, but I'll show you how to do the second layer when we get to that part. Y'all know I'm obsessed with doing my French like this. I've been trying to do it, and even though it's a new way of doing it, a new technique for me, because I always draw them on, I am seeing myself get better the more I do it. So, you know, it's just practice. Basically, you want to paint on all of the nail with the regular polish, and then you're going to carve out the French with a cleanup brush. You can also use a polygel brush. I'm using a brush out of a Beetles 12-pack, 10-pack, those packs that you get on Amazon, and you clean it up with acetone. I personally do not know how to take care of these brushes, so I'll run through them yearly. I feel like I have to buy a new set every single year because I utilize a lot of acetone in my cleanup, and I'm utilizing these brushes with the acetone, so they get dry and brittle, but they're inexpensive. So on one hand, it's like, dang, I will, want to keep these brushes forever. On the other hand, it's like, how can you keep something forever that's so inexpensive? It's not a quality brush or anything like that. It's just a cleanup brush. And so that's what you do. And so after I feel like it was good enough, but not perfect, I have to go in with my long liner brush and just make it as close to perfect as I can get it. And now my only job is to make sure that this black one is the same height as the blue one, because the blue one came out very cute, but like I said, because it's a light color, I do want to go in with a second layer. I did not have to do that for the black because it's very opaque. I'm using Gelixir black. That's the only black I use. That's the only white I use. It's from the thicker side, but I kind of like that because it gives a very opaque and full coverage on one coat. So you just want to measure them together. Once you got the one that you really love and it's already cured, dry, put it in the light for 60 seconds. All you have to do is make sure that the other one match. And it was kind of short, so I went ahead and pulled more product down. And then just because it was okay, but it wasn't like crispy clean like the other one, I did have to go in with my liner brush on this one as well, just to perfect it. And I'm measuring as I go the whole way. So after I cured that for 60 seconds, I did not show it, but on both of my Frenches, I did use alcohol to wipe off the nude part, because you don't want your chrome to be sticking to the nude part. You only want the chrome to stick to the black. But anyway, after you dry that off, put it in the light to cure. Excuse me, I'm saying dry. After you cure that polish, then you could go in with your chrome pigments. No wiping off necessary or anything, just straight out of the light, and then get right into rubbing your pigments. You could use your hand, a different sponge. I'm just using the sponge applicator that came with it. I got these pigments off of AliExpress. You can also get them off of Amazon. I've had pigments off Amazon before and they were good. So here, this is how we do the double coat. This is the fastest way to double coat a French. If you are using white, pastel, baby pink, I'm using baby blue, yellow will get you this too. It'll get you with the patchiness in the application, because gel is to be applied in several thin coats. You do not want to rush the process just because you have a very light color polish, because it will foil, it will wrinkle, it will do whatever it needs to do, and then you'll have to start all the way over. So it was more time consuming in the end of it all than if you would have just took the time to do the thin coats. So I'm using that same cleanup brush and some acetone, not too much acetone, but that ratio is just something you learn with practice. So you want to just carve out that same nail bed that we had, do the best that you can, but that first layer being so good will help you, and it will be like a guide to you. So then after that's all good to go, excuse me, I go in with my base coat because I decided I wanted to do a airbrush marble on this look. I love doing this technique of marbling. So you put down a base coat. Some people have used top coat, but I'm not about to waste no top coat on a design. I'm gonna use a base coat. Then you put down whatever polish you want on top of each other, not mixing them. Turn on your airbrush just completely empty and use the air from your airbrush to start maneuvering the polish and marbling it together. Not too much, so you can still get definition of all three colors, the base color and the two you added. But it's just really quick, and it's a very pretty way to get a water-like effect. And that's exactly what we're going for. That's exactly what we got. So after I cure that for 60 seconds, that's out the way. Now we get to the whole point I did this nail. This whole set was inspired by that one heart charm that you saw in the background that looked like the Titanic necklace. Once I saw that, because I was like in my collection, I'm like, what I'm gonna do today, I had to pull some type of inspiration out. And as soon as I saw that heart pendant that I've used before, maybe not blue, but I've used the other colors before around like Valentine's Day and stuff, I saw the blue one and said, this looked like that damn necklace that she was wearing. Rose was wearing this damn necklace, and I said, this is the set. But then I started thinking about the submarine. I started thinking about how Titanic is on Netflix. Netflix done did the submarine people dirty. They put Titanic up right when the submarine shit was happening, and then Titanic pop up on Netflix. So I was thinking about the whole shit. So I had to take this pendant and make it into the necklace that was in the movie. So basically, the rope and the chain of the necklace are going to be really, really, really small stones. I used the clear stones, just not Swarovski, just a regular clear SS. I think these are 3. And then I used a shape that kind of looks like it could be, you know, what a chain will loop through to hold a pendant on, like a pendant loop. And I just did my best. It don't have to be exact. People will see it and know what it is if they ever saw the movie. So then you just want to put some stones down to the side of the nail, because this is going to be our nail with our 3D acrylic flowers. Y'all know I love me a 3D acrylic flower, baby, especially white on a light color. Love it. But then I had to put some jewels on my French nails too. I did leave my pinky plain. I have no problem leaving the pinky plain, but these was just a little too plain for me. It needed to give something, so I didn't do too much, but I did do at least like 3. Just using whatever was already in front of me. I just used the same stones that I already had out in front of me from the other ones, and just to give a little pop, a little razzle-dazzle. The blue chrome is eating. It really is. So I'm going to have to go ahead and top coat the whole set, all 5 nails at this point, because our last step is our 3D flower. I did use my 3D brush that I got from Pana. I think this is a size 5. I own a size 3 too, but I think the 3 is too small. I never reached for it. I'm over here looking at my collection right now and I can't even find it. I'm sure I still own it, but I would suggest a 4 or a 5. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. This one, it's in my hand right now. This one I'm using in this video is actually a 4. So the 3 is the one that I got as a new, smaller one, but it's actually just too small. I felt like, because I've been using my 4 for like 4 years and I done wore it down, it done got bigger and it looks kind of like a 5. But actually, I just probably need to rebuy the 4, because the 3 is not getting used. So I think the sweet spot for acrylic flowers is a 3 or a 4, depends on how big of a flower you want to do. And that's really why I got a smaller one too, because this one has over the years just frayed out and gotten so big from wear and tear that when I'm doing a very, very small 3D flower, because it does happen in moments where I gotta do a real little one, I really can't grab a little bead. So I guess that's what the 3 is for. And I need to find it because I do not see it. But anyway, yeah, 3D flowers. And I'm going to check and see if I have a 3D flower video. If I don't have a 3D flower video, I'm going to be doing one. But I think I have a 3D flower video in depth, because if I don't have one at this point, that's kind of crazy, because this is an essential thing to learn for nail art. So once you're done with it, just go ahead and let it dry. It's going to air dry. It won't take long at all. You're going to go ahead and clean up your edges with a file. And this is what the finished product was. I hope y'all enjoy it. I think it's super cute.